Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into a summary of Dr. Eric Maisel's book, Why Smart People Hurt. It really digs into the unique challenges that, well, often come with being super bright and creative.
So let's just kick things off with a question, one that might hit a little too close to home for some of you. Does your mind ever sleep? Is it just this machine that's constantly running, analyzing, thinking, even when you're just begging it to stop? While other people might look up at the moon and just go, wow, your mind is already calculating how long it took for that light to reach your eye.
If you've ever felt like your intelligence is this amazing gift, but also a heavy weight you have to carry around, then you are definitely not alone, and this explainer, it's for you. This feeling of being just overwhelmed by your own thoughts, your own sensitivities, it's not a flaw. According to Dr. Maisel, it's actually a natural side effect of being smart.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start by unpacking the burden of being smart. Then we'll dig into the reasons for the pain. After that, we get to the practical stuff, how to tame the mind, the art of a meaningful life, and finally, we'll wrap up with the choice of freedom.
All right, section 1, the burden of being smart. And the big idea here is that your mind has a mind of its own. Let's really get into this because it's the first step towards freedom. You are not your mind. I know, that might sound a little weird, but stick with me. So, Dr. Maisel suggests that for smart people, the mind isn't just some tool you pick up and use. No, it's more like a separate being, with its own habits, its own desires, kind of like a powerful wild horse. And the first real step to freedom is realizing this. Once you see it has its own agenda, you can stop taking every single thought it throws at you so personally.
And this brings us to the core challenge, right? If you don't train that horse, it's going to throw you right into ditches of anxiety and meaninglessness. It's like a painter who wants to create something incredible, but their mind just keeps whispering, you're not good enough, you're a fraud. The real fight isn't with the blank canvas, it's all happening inside.
Okay, so that brings us to section 2, the reasons for the pain. Why does this high-performance mind cause so much struggle? Well, it's not just one thing. Let's break down the key reasons.
So you've got overthinking, existential angst, heightened sensitivity, and this deep hunger for meaning. And again, these are not flaws. They're the natural side effects of a mind that's just wired to see and feel more deeply than most. It's like having a super fast search engine in your head that turns a simple decision, like what to wear to a party, into this huge, complex game of mental chess. And then there's existential angst. This is that anxiety that bubbles up when you start questioning the meaning of life, your purpose, existence itself. A lot of people can just distract themselves, right, with work or TV or whatever, but a smart mind, it can't ignore those big questions. It sees past all the noise and comes face to face with that void, asking, why am I even here? What is the point of all this? Think about it like this. A super successful lawyer who wins every case has all the money in the world, but they're standing on their balcony, looking out at the city, and all they can think is, so what? That is the moment of existential angst. External success just feels empty. And according to Dr. Maisel, this isn't a sign you're sick, it's a sign you're aware. It's your mind's way of telling you that you're craving a deeper, more authentic life.
All right, let's get into the practical side of things. Section 3, how to tame the mind. We're moving from problem to solution here. Look, you can't just stop your mind from thinking. That's not going to happen. But what you can do is change your relationship with it. And a huge part of that is your inner self-talk. On one side, you have the inner critic, right? You're an idiot. You always mess this up. But on the other, you can cultivate an inner coach. Okay, a mistake was made. What can we learn from this? The shift here is massive. You're moving from a relationship of judgment to one of collaboration. Instead of being your own worst bully, you become your own best coach. And this isn't about, empty positive affirmations. It's about productive, compassionate self-talk. And here's another huge reframe. Your anxiety is not the enemy. Dr. Maisel says to think of it as blocked creative energy that's just looking for an outlet. So instead of fighting it, you befriend it. You channel its power into something productive or creative. The next time you feel anxious, ask yourself, okay, what does this energy want me to do? This turns anxiety from a problem into a signal, a source of fuel for your next big thing. Okay, on to section 4, the art of a meaningful life. Now this is crucial. Meaning isn't something you just find out there, like some lost treasure. It's something you have to actively build. And that's a pretty radical shift from how we usually think about purpose, right? It all comes down to changing the question you ask yourself. Stop asking, what is the meaning of life? And start asking, what meaning can I create in my life today?
Just that simple shift in perspective is a game changer. It moves you from being a passive victim in a meaningless universe to being the active creator of your own life's purpose. It empowers you to invest your energy in what you actually care about, one day at a time.
And a great way to think about this is creating your meaning portfolio. Just like with money, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You diversify. So you have work and creativity, finding stuff that aligns with your values. You have relationships, building deep, real connections, personal growth, always learning and challenging yourself, and service, contributing to something bigger than you. By investing in all these different areas, you build a really rich, resilient life that can handle the inevitable setbacks.
And this all leads us to our final section, number 5, the choice of freedom. This is probably the most liberating message in Dr. Maisel's work. It's about a deep, internal shift in how you see yourself.
And here it is, the ultimate takeaway. You are not broken. You don't need to be fixed. You are simply running on a different operating system. I mean, just let that sink in. Stop trying to fix yourself and start trying to understand yourself. Your sensitivity, your overthinking, your existential dread, these aren't bugs in the system. They are features of your unique mental hardware.
And the race car analogy just nails it. Your mind is like a high-performance race car. It's faster, it's more powerful, sure, but it also needs more maintenance, and it's way more sensitive to bumps in the road. You wouldn't look at a Formula One car and say it's broken because it needs special fuel and careful handling, right? That's what makes it so powerful. Your mind is exactly the same. It just needs its own unique instruction manual. And this book, really, is that manual.
So that leaves us with one final question. Now that you have the manual, how will you choose to drive your powerful mind? The choice is ultimately yours. You can stay a victim of your own wiring, complaining about how much it hurts to think so much, or you can become the author of a meaningful life by using its incredible gifts. Being smart can hurt, for sure, but it's also a privilege. The real project is learning how to make it a celebration.